Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations on making this far into my summary for solving an equation in standard form. So basically what I'd like to do is just kind of go over the process that we use when trying to graph an equation, not solving, graph an equation in standard form. So when we have an equation in standard form, which is ax plus by equals c, we have a couple options. We can graph it using our intercept form, which means we're pretty much plugging x in for 0, solving for y, which is going to be your y-intercept, and then plug 0 in for y and solve for x, which would be your x-intercept, plot those two intercepts, and connect. Not always, though, is that going to be the fastest or the easiest to be able to find the equation of the, or to graph the line. Sometimes it would be easier and easier to graph more accurate by using the slope-intercept form. So to do that, we basically need to take this equation and solve for y. Once we have it solved for y, we need to make sure that it is in our slope-intercept form, and then we graph using the slope-intercept process. So now what I'd like to be able to do is just kind of go over some tips and tricks. And I think that really the best tip and trick that I really have here is decide early if graphing by slope-intercept form or graphing by intercept form is going to be, which one will be the best method. And I'll say pretty much graphing intercept form is the best method when both of your a and b divide into your c. Because when you're solving, let's say you put 0 in for x, that means you don't have an a or an x anymore, right? It's 0. So then you got to solve for y. So you're going to divide c by b. So you want to make sure that b is divisible by c. And the same thing goes for when you plug 0 in for y. You're going to have to divide by a on both sides. So you're going to want to make sure c is divisible by a. So if you have an equation like that, I think intercept form is the best method to be able to graph. However, if it's not in that format, then graphing or solving in slope-intercept form would be the best. Another thing is when you're graphing in slope-intercept form, make sure you convert your slope into a fraction. A lot of times I have students that have trouble when it's like 3x minus 1. Remember, your slope is a ratio, right? So it's the change in the y-coordinates over the change in the x-coordinates between any 2 points. So write your slope as a ratio. And then the other thing is when I'm doing this, I say x equals 0, which is going to give me the y-intercept. And then I show my work. And then I say y equals 0 is going to show me the x-intercept. Okay? So I write those down and I show the work. So that trains me. Oh, I just plugged in and found this value. What intercept does that give me? What is that helping me out? Some common mistakes I found, a lot of times when students were trying to graph this, they don't even solve for y. They don't really do either of them. They just kind of like plot this point by these values a, b, and c. So if you're going to use slope-intercept form, make sure you solve all the way for y and put it exactly into this format. The next thing is like graphing by standard form. A lot of times, again, I'll have students that will say, they'll say like the x and y intercept are the values of a and b, which they're not. You got to be very, very careful on making sure that when you're solving using your intercept form, that you plug in 0 for one variable and then solve for the other. Plug in 0 for the other variable, and then solve for the other. And then you just plot those 2 points. So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, for making it this far in the course. I hope I was able to help you out, and I look forward to seeing you in another one. Thanks.